Hi, everybody. My name's John Beast. I'm the CEO of Masters Fantasy Leagues, and we're here to give you another take in our Dynasty Sorcerer series. It's going to be how to, build a team for the long haul. And this particular series, or this particular episode, we're talking about tanking and when is it time to tank. First of all, let me define tanking. You do never intentionally lose. Intentionally lose is the worst thing. It's disrespecting yourself. It's disrespecting your league. It's just don't intentionally lose. And there's no reason to intentionally lose. And at the end of this episode, I give all you commissioners out there a little idea of one thing that you may want to do. You're not Masters Fantasy Leagues and how to take away any incentive to tank, or to intentionally lose. Having said that, sometimes you got to look at your roster and you just say, my team is not good enough to win. I've got some decent players. I'm going to win some games, but realistically, I'm not going to win the league. And so what we're going to do here is give you a way to actually blow up your team. And by blowing up your team and rebuilding it, and what you're going to find is rebuilding a team, it's a lot of fun. It gives you a sense of pride to take a team from average, you tear it down to nothing, and then you build it back up, and you do it very quickly. And you'll have a lot of fun doing it. And let me just talk about what we're going to try and do here. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and rebuild our team as rapidly as possible by getting away of potential points for this year and turning them into points for next year and future years after that. And the way to do this is through the draft and through young players. Obviously, if you're rebuilding your team, you've got a dynasty league, everybody's going to tell you, hey, get rid of your old players, get young players as a way to go with dynasty because of the long-term potential of the young players versus the short-term potential of the old players. The fact of the matter is, over a 3 to 5 year period, most teams are going to completely turn over anyways, and this. Everybody's going to be doing this at pretty much this exact same thing. Nobody's rushing around trying to draft the Randall Cobbs of the world, David Johnsons of the world. I got to give David Johnson credit last year. He won a lot of people leagues last week of the season. Now, having said that, what you want to do, especially if you're like an average team, you can rebuild that team much quicker. First of all, you don't want to get rid of your pick. That's your most important asset is your pick. And you're going to want to try and trade for future picks from other teams or young players from other teams. And the way to do that is you want to be trading right now. You want to be trading before the NFL draft comes along because once again, the 2022 draft picks, they have just as much value as the 2021 draft picks, but they're a hell of a lot easier to get. The reason they're easier to get is teams, everybody they want right now. And right now is the 2021 draft. But as soon as that draft's over, the next wave of new players coming in won't be till 2022. So you want to be getting those picks right now when they're easier to get because owners just look at 2022 picks as, hey, that's next year. We're dealing with this year right now. So by going for next year's picks, they're just easier picks to get. So when you want to rebuild a dynasty team, when you're trying to totally blow it up, you're not going to win this year. You just give up winning this year is not going to happen. So you're going to want to build around a couple things. You want to build around long-term assets. Your longest-term asset's your quarterback. For example, you've got Patrick Mahomes. You're probably set at quarterback for the next 10 to 12 years. Look at somebody drafted Aaron Rodgers, in 2000 and I don't know what year it was. He came out, I think 2007, might have been 2005. He sat 2 years, but now you got Aaron Rodgers. He's been 13 years as a QB1. Patrick Mahomes, if you drafted him, you sat him for a year, and now look what you're looking at. Justin Herbert, I don't know if how great he's going to be. He sure looked good last year. I know that. But the thing about the quarterback position is that you want to build around that if you're rebuilding your team because this player is going to have long-term value. It's not, running backs tend to wear out. You need time for your team to be able to come all together. And in order to do that, you need assets that are going to last, which the most important asset is your quarterback. The next position you're going to try to gather is wide receiver. And once again, the reason for wide receivers is, quarterbacks last longer, but wide receivers are going to last, they're going to last 10, 12 years. And so, if last year, if you're getting Brandon Ayuk, if you're getting Laviska Shenault, if you're getting Jalen Reagor, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, these are all players that you could have picked up. T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, you could have picked up in the second half of your draft last year when everybody else was drafting running backs. You could have been getting, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Uh, Obviously, you're going to have some misses in there. You're going to have, you're going to have Ruggs. You're going to have, Jalen Reagor. I'm not sure, what we're going to end up with there. Right now, it's not looking good. But the running backs, you're going to worry. The reason why I'm waiting the running backs because they have a much shorter shelf life. So what you're going to do is you get your quarterback and wide receivers now. Next year, you can go ahead and get whatever the running backs are that are coming out. This year or last year there were 4 or 5 of them. This year there's probably going to be 3 or 4 of them as well. Next year there's going to be, I don't know how many there's going to be next year. So if you got an early round pick this year, you might want to move that pick. Trade 1.1 for 1.4 and 1.9, or trade 1.1 or 1.2. Let somebody else go get Travis Etienne. You'll go ahead and trade for the 1.4 pick and get Trevor Lawrence, and then you might and trade for a first round pick next year. That's a good way to do this. But the key is you want your team to come together at the same time, and in order for that to happen, you have to get your running backs, you have to get your wide receivers first. You got to get your quarterback first. Because it takes you a year to get them. It takes you 2 years to get them. If your team's not doing very well, you're always going to have that pick. You're always going to have your own first-round pick, which you can use to get a running back. By taking players such as Derrick, if you don't have a good team, if you have a Derrick Henry on your team, you can trade Derrick Henry for, look at the top 3 teams in your league last year. You can probably get their first for this year and next year for a Derrick Henry, or for Devontae Adams, or for a Tyreek Hill, or for an Aaron Jones. But those late first-round picks, they're going to turn into some value for you. So it's not really tanking by getting rid of, Brandon Cooks has no business on your roster. You can trade Brandon Cooks. You can easily get a second-round pick for Brandon Cooks, whether it be it this year or next year. That's fine. Keenan Allen's probably going to get you a first-round pick. The dog's scratching at the door. Keenan Allen's probably going to get, you get a 2022 first for sure for Keenan Allen. You might be able to get a late 2022 first and maybe a second-round pick for him, from next year, or a second-round pick this year and a 2022 first for him. But by getting your quarterback now, like I said, I really like Trevor Lawrence. Everybody else, these players don't tend to miss. The experts, they miss a lot, but they don't seem to miss on the Andrew Lucks, the Peyton Mannings, the John Elways of the world. And Trevor Lawrence looks like that type of player. If you can get a Trevor Lawrence, get one of these wide receivers from this year, or maybe get Trevor Lawrence and trade and get Laviska Shenault. That's a great combination. DJ Chark's another young player that you should be able to target with some degree of ease. Go ahead and get these types of players and build for the future that way. In terms of tanking, if you're never throw away games. I tell you, commissioners out there, an easy way to prevent owners from tanking is to have a lottery for the non-playoff teams. That takes away any incentive to lose. If you have a lottery, we just pull names out of a hat. We use a random number generator here at Masters. But if you have a lottery, there is absolutely zero reason to intentionally throw a game, and that's an easy way to do it. It's an easy fix. All the other owners appreciate it. They all like it, and it's actually kind of fun. It's something to look forward to in the following season. Everybody, we post videos of all of our lottery team, all of our lotteries. That's all I got for this episode. Until next time, please hit the like and subscribe. If you're looking for a Dynasty team, ran over 600 Dynasty teams last year. We've already opened up 5 new leagues this year. If you're looking for an orphan team, we got some orphan teams. It's a great way to get in. You'll see our orphan teams are pretty strong. And nice thing about the orphans is there's no deposit to pay, so the team's is a lot cheaper than a fresh league. That's all I got for this episode. So I see you next time. Everybody have a great day and good luck to you this year. Out.